Hello, dear friends.
I continue to record videos for the column Basic Chess Principles. And let me remind you that this rubric will consist of about 50 videos, short, not more than 5 minutes, in which I will talk about all, as I believe, from my point of view, the basic principles. What are my conclusions based on that these are the basic principles, for example, these 50? The thing is that I've read a lot of books in my life. Some of them impressed me more than others. And accordingly, I took more from them, plus 25 years of coaching in total. So this is a summarized perception of what I consider to be basic principles. These principles, in my opinion, are universal. They can be. Apply them in any game, always without knowledge of any particular openings, variations. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These principles can be applied universally, from my point of view, and so you can try to apply these principles. And then write me in the comments with a like. If you don't like it, double dislikes. 2 times, and then it'll be fine. Let's do it. Okay, so principle number 3. Principle number 3, I formulated it this way. Watch every move your opponent makes. Why am I talking about this? Why do I think it's one of the basic principles? Well, let's see. We start the game with e4, and our opponent moves d5, the Scandinavian defense. Every move of our opponent, starting from the first move, as you can see from the very first move, can already carry danger.
The pawn ou en Twitter center pawn.
So there is already a threat. When the opponent makes a move, understand what's happening. He gives us the latest information about what happened on the board. So, of course, we must first of all pay attention to the move itself. And ask ourselves, well, why was it made? What is the purpose? Is there no threat? Well, the answer to that question is obvious. In this case, yes, there is. When the opponent makes a move, he also opens the bishop action. We have to look at the pieces that are opened. There is and the queen. If there are no threats from them, then we go back to thinking about the move that is made, and this move, here is d5, an attack on the pawn. So what are we going to do? We're going to take this pawn, of course we take it, and then there's the usual Scandinavian defense. But let's say if we don't look at his move, not paying attention, we would play somehow, for example, knight on f3, then of course, he already eats a pawn and remains with an extra pawn. And then there's a threat to the knight, and then as if yes, suddenly, maybe we'll miss the knight. But we don't want to yawn, so we're watching every move. Let's continue, yeah, and try some more moves. Knight to f6, d4 capturing the center, and here comes the bishop on g4. So we see again that the opponent makes a move, and that's what we have to pay attention to. The move itself. What do we see? The bishop is out. Why? We ask. Whoa, he's attacking the queen. For example, if we don't pay attention and move the knight out, we lose the queen. You see how that works? We can, of course, take the knight to f3 or say, play the bishop on e2, closing from the bishop's action and ourselves, yes, creating a threat. But in any case we have to react somehow. Maybe we should move the queen. But it's better to take out a piece in this case. But that's not the point. It's the principle itself. That is, we must pay attention to the opponent's move. So, let's summarize everything we've said. Every move of our opponent is the latest information. When he makes a move, he either creates a threat or does something else, it doesn't matter what, but we have to pay attention to it, because he made the move for something. He definitely wants to beat us, he doesn't want to lose to us. If he wants to beat us, then his moves are very likely to be threats. Usually our opponents try to attack our pieces, our king, our pawns, and eat them. So this is the basic set of threats. So, of course, we pay attention to every move. Every move. How can this be expressed numerically? Well, for example, if the game goes 45 moves, then 45 times you must pay attention to the opponent's move. Ask yourself a quick question, why he went here, if there is no threat. Once you've answered that question, you'll play chess perfectly. This is the basic principle of 003.
Comme learn from mon my channel.
Every day something interesting comes out on my channel. Learn more about interactive courses or year-long courses, about learning in general in the description below this video.
Well, goodbye.
We'll see you many more times.
Be happy every day.
And most importantly, Be healthy.